You see the little shit going. That's a video. What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua. Here comes the criticism, people. Anthony Joshua, according to WBN article, Anthony Joshua arrogant and out of touch for Andy Ruiz Jr. comments. Ooh, by Phil J. Heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua has been labeled out of touch and arrogant for his views on a loss to Andy Ruiz back in 2019. The WBA, or should I say the WBN, turned the spotlight to an interview with ex-football player Gary Neville for Sky Bet recently, where Joshua claimed he lost to a chubby little guy in Andy Ruiz. The truth is, Joshua got caught with a hellacious punch he could not recover from at the time. Joshua's comments certainly don't do any justice to this fact. Nonetheless, AJ said, "So, I was in America at the time, and you know this little chubby guy, Andy Ruiz, this little chubby Mexican Andy Ruiz, they say beat me. They say he beat me. Yeah. I know if I would have given up when I lost as an amateur, I would never be here." For Joshua to even state they say he beat me is a disservice to Andy Ruiz as a man and a champion. Andy Ruiz Jr. won fair and square, but Joshua wasn't done there. He decided to inform the Mexican people that he did them a favor when he lost, not giving any props to how Andy Ruiz Jr. took his belts. He said, "This is my journey, and at the end of the day, and however I ride, this journey is up to me. The important thing is someone out there is going to take inspiration from your wins and your losses." Okay. He said, "Like for me, even though I lost to Andy Ruiz, look how many Mexicans I made happy. Granted them the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world. My suffering made other people happy. I've changed his family's life, so we can all look at it from that perspective, and that's all life's about." Most sane people would say, "Not really, AJ. You didn't change Andy's life. You didn't do any of his fans favor, and you lost and got severely knocked out. The sooner you realize that, the more you stay humble will be true. Andy Ruiz did a great job winning the heavyweight title, and those Mexican fans who have complained since are fully justified in their grievances. Some have said Joshua seems to be out of touch, while others said that the Briton is arrogant and dismissive. You can judge for yourself." Okay. Again, I did a video earlier on this. And I think his wording was taken out of context, for people to say he's arrogant. I could see that. How? For him saying "I granted," meaning, or to use that word "I granted," that by itself conveys that he allowed something to happen. Okay? Now, if you read the article, you can clearly see he didn't say that, but he was just looking at it through the perspective of him losing. Like, hey, look what happened because I lost, not because I allowed Andy Ruiz to lose. I think what was missing out of this article was Anthony Joshua acknowledging what happened to him in this fight in this article. Okay. I think if he would have, hey, yeah, I did get hit with that shot, and he did. I mean, this wasn't really showing the whole thing. He did say, hey, the moment, just don't get hit, meaning he got hit. That's why he lost. Because like this article, like Phil J said, he got hit by a shot that he never fully recovered. That's true. And he kept getting hit. And you know what I mean? If you're already wounded, you keep getting hit, and there was rumors of other crap that was going on with him anyway. Okay, that just adds in more insult to injury. The good thing was that wasn't the point of ridicule. He didn't bring that to the forefront. So that was a good thing. The way that he's saying, oh, he's out of touch, while others said he's arrogant. The arrogance comes from the choice of words that he used. Hey, I granted that. When you grant something means it was in your power to do so. So yeah, he should have changed the wording, just like I said in the other video. But for him, you know, to say, hey, you didn't change Andy's life, you didn't do any of his fans a favor, and you lost and you got severely knocked out, the sooner you realize that, the more your stay humble will be true. Okay, that's bullshit, because first of all, he didn't get severely knocked out. So stop. Okay, so I guess that's Phil J saying that. He did get knocked out. He got dropped 4 times. Okay, and the referee stopped it while the man was on his feet. So how the fuck can he be severely knocked out? Okay, so we have to say what really happened. And this ain't what happened, you know. And he did change Andy's life. He did. By giving Andy the opportunity to fight him in the first place. Yes, that's true. Okay. Other people don't get ridiculed for that. Nobody ridiculed Deontay Wilder for giving Tyson Fury the opportunity and then turn around and say he didn't get to give him the opportunity. Of course he did. He turned him into a millionaire, which the man never seen an M in his life. He changed his life for his family. He changed his life altogether for giving him the opportunity. Him or Eddie Hearn, well, either one, Team Joshua, gave this man the opportunity. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? And by him losing, yeah, that changed his life. But his life was changed anyway just by getting the fight, because he got 7 M's on top of not even ever having 1 M. Okay? So that's what that was. And Andy Ruiz did do a great job winning the heavyweight title. And those Mexican fans that complained, you know, I think when he said, oh, I gave the Mexicans that, you know, the Mexicans can clearly say and can clearly bounce back and counterpunch and say, you didn't give a shit. Andy took it. And they were right about that. He did. But again, it's the way he worded that to make it seem or convey like he gave someone something. He didn't give anyone anything. Okay? Andy Ruiz, you know, by praying, begging, asking constantly, Eddie Hearn for the opportunity. I'm ready. I just got through fighting this other fight. I'm in shape. I look fat. I know I'm fat, but I'm ready to fight. And he showed that he was ready to fight. And on top of that, he showed that he could win because he won. Okay. Now, for Joshua, anytime that he says that, somebody's going to take something out of context anyway. You know what I mean? So, he said, yeah, they say he beat me. You know, I think Joshua was talking about the 2 fights, because let me give you guys a backstory, okay? And I know what he meant. He said, they say he beat me. Yeah, I know if I would have had given up when I lost as an amateur, I would have never been here. What he meant by that was when he got beat, how many people were against Anthony Joshua? Okay, how many people that thought, man, Anthony Joshua will never bounce back from this? A lot. A lot of people discredit Anthony Joshua. Bob Arum's still doing the same shit. Okay? So, no. He looked at it, he said for even to state, they say he beat me. No. They fought twice. Okay? And when he's referring to that, he was talking about the bulk. Him and Andy Ruiz fighting twice. Because a lot of people just wanted him to give up, or, hey, let's take a tune-up. Remember that? People wanted Joshua to do that. And he was like, what the fuck is it? I don't take tune-ups. I'm getting right back in the ring with this guy, and I'm doing a whole nother fighting plan. I'm going to beat him. Okay? And let's not forget what Andy Ruiz said at that time. He's the champ. I'm not going over there. They full of shit. I know what they're doing. I got to say so. We're going to fight in Mexico. Right? Listening to Leonard Ellerby pump him up. Right? He was saying a lot of shit too. He's stiff. He's a robot. He's really not that good of a fighter. Remember that? He's a mummy. He trolled him for a while. He did. He was smelling himself. He got drunk, started partying, got fatter. Okay? Now, that ain't Anthony Joshua's fault, but still, Anthony Joshua wasn't talking that shit about him. Now you're getting mad because he's saying what the benefits of Andy Ruiz beating him was? That's all he said. Now, the one thing I do disagree with, he shouldn't have worded it like that. Please don't word that shit like that. Okay, because the first thing someone say, you didn't give him shit. Granted, motherfucker, you didn't give him shit. He took it. But first of all, where did the opportunity come from? Team Joshua. Okay, because they could have went to Michael Hunter. They could have went somewhere else, anywhere else, really. So there you go with this, you know. But yeah, when you say, oh, I did the Mexicans a favor. Well, yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for Andy winning, he would have never became a heavyweight champion. But again, Andy earned it. So I don't want people to think, oh, what are you trying to say? No, I'm just saying he earned it. Okay? Andy Ruiz earned it on the way he fought. Counterpunch. Okay? So, yes, he's going to get ridiculed for that. But do I think he's out of touch? No, I don't think he's out of touch. Because at no point did Anthony Joshua think that he didn't lose. At no point did Anthony Joshua give excuses, except from the punch from the gods, if you want to use that as an excuse. But it's actually a metaphor, I believe. You know what I mean? But even that, he got blasted for, just like this particular article. And each time it appears like he's not accepting the loss, this is what's going to happen. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this article that Anthony Joshua is arrogant or out of touch with reality for making these comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.